So, welcome along to another mini adventure. My Himalayan is 3 years old now, so we're off to get an MOT. So for those that don't know, an MOT, Ministry of Transport test, is something that all vehicles in like England, Scotland and Wales have to go for once a year. Just test your brakes and your suspension and corrosion and things like that. So every vehicle after it's 3 years old needs to get one of these tests every year. MOT testing first started in 1960. At first it wasn't compulsory, it was just optional. You could take your car if you wanted to. That only lasted a year, and then it became compulsory for every vehicle over 10 years old, and that was just for a couple of years, and then it went to any vehicle that was over 7 years old, and then after that it became every vehicle that was over 3 years old, and it's stayed like that ever since the late 60s. So now if your vehicle, as soon as it becomes 3 years old, it needs one of these tests, and then it's every year from then on. There is actually something in the rules where if your vehicle is over like 40 years old, you then don't have to get it MOT tested, and you also don't need it taxed. You just get free tax, and MOT is optional. We are on our way now to the testing station, which is about 5 or 6 miles away from where I live. There are closer ones, but this garage has been helping me out since I was racing. Used to fit my tyres for me and things like that, so it's good to give them business. We're going along the coast road, which is a nice scenic road, as you can see. So that's over to Morecambe Bay. I've just stopped because this little doofer, this little tassel here is driving me mad. Plus it would make more sense if I actually connected it to something in case the chin mount did come off. So I'll put it on my little press stud here. That's what I intended to do, but I was faffing on, getting ready to come out, setting the cameras up and things, and I just completely forgot. At least I did the strap up on my helmet, but I forgot to do the little press stud. And here we go again. Got different boots on today, and they're actually a bit thicker in the toe than my other ones, so I'm struggling. Well, not struggling, but it's just harder to change gear. If you look at where the gear lever peg is there, I could do with just raising the height of the peg a bit, so maybe that's a job I can do when I get home later this afternoon. Should I do him? I'm going to do him. Recently resurfaced this road. Unfortunately there's lots of gravel and debris all over the road, and no lines in the middle yet, but you can see where they intend on painting the lines in the middle of the road. They did this at the beginning of July. It's now mid-August. This car's certainly going steady, taking the 25-mile-an-hour skid risk very seriously. Fortunately, we're turning off here, so we don't need to wait behind this vehicle for the rest of the drive. This takes us up over Burr Creek Common. You will see sheep freely grazing. You have to watch what you're doing in case they're on the road. This is all common land, so you're free to walk and ride your mountain bike and recreational, throw frisbees and things. There's actually a byway that not many people know about, so you can actually drive your car along here, just along this bit here to the right. It doesn't go very far, it just goes to a gate and down to the main road that we just came off. So the bylaws require you to only park your vehicle close to the road, within a few meters off the road. Watch yourself, sheepies. As well as sheep, there's normally free range chickens, hens knocking about around here. They're not playing out today. Bit of a sheep traffic jam. These ones have had their summer haircut. Nice and neat. I'm not waiting around behind you all afternoon. Let's go. We'll come back this way too, because the view in the other direction over the bay is splendid. There's Blackcomb again, straight ahead of us. And then there's some of the bigger mountains of the Lake District over there. I should be able to name them all because I've lived here all my life, but it's hard to remember the different profiles from different perspectives. You may be able to see the Hoard, the monument over there that looks like a lighthouse, or the Pepper Pot as they call it. That's a Sir John Barrow monument. Is this van going to stop or just pull straight out? He's going to stop. Thank you. good ice cream here at Cumbrian Cow. Not open at the moment, but when they are, there's hundreds of different flavours. Yeah, Ferrero Rocher, every other different kind you can think of, Oreo, and all the modern ice cream flavours. I'm just freestyling here really. There's lots of different ways to get to the village where the bike garage is, or the MOT garage. I've decided to come this way. Nearly there now. We're booked in at 3 p.m, which I've no idea what time it is because the clock says 20 past 4 in the morning. That's because when I changed the battery last week, I never set the clock once I put it all back together. Not to worry, we'll get that sorted one day. Here we are, Park Road in Swarthmoor. We have arrived. 2022 Royal Enfield Himalayan MOT. Wish me luck. Well, we passed. Knew she would. Only done about 4,386 miles from New. One advisory they did give is the front brake disc is warped, but I did know that anyway. You can tell when you're pulling up at junctions, you nod as the brake pulses on and off, but it said you get 20% tolerance of braking force, which it managed to pass. That's us good on the road now for another 12 months, so I'll get it booked in again next August, and hopefully I'll have done considerably more miles because I do want to get out on it much more than I have been. We've done some modifications, we'll continue to do some more and go on some more adventures. Proper adventures though, not just a ride to the MOT station. But I'm still learning the video editing using DaVinci Resolve free version. So I've got the two cameras hooked up and recording at the moment, this one and this one. and we have the DJI Mic 2 as well. So we're trying to use two different cameras and one different microphone and get them all together in the video editing software. So I don't really know what I'm doing yet. It takes me ages to edit the shortest of videos. So if you are watching this, thanks very much, and just know that this is taking me ages to do for not very many people to watch. Hopefully I'll get better at it and then go on some more adventures that are worth watching. I can smell cut grass. There must be some grass being cut somewhere. Time to watch out for the sheep again. Watch yourself, sheepies. So that's a good look over Morecambe Bay. Lovely view. You can see the tide's out at the moment, how flat it is. Very dangerous if you're walking out there and the tide comes in though. Ah, there's one of those hens that I mentioned earlier. It made me out to be a fibber, but you have just proved me to be true. Homegrown tomatoes at the farm. It's a bad junction to turn right at here when you can't see what's coming in, you're on a slow vehicle. So I'll turn left. There's the alpaca. Here we are down at the beach. cool bike with a sidecar. That's another adventure done. Thanks for coming along. If you'd like to see more, please like and subscribe, and we'll get out on the bike again soon. Thank you. Bye bye.